Welcome to our channel about games
and stuff in the studio. Today we are looking at Creature Comforts.
So Creature Comforts was designed by Roberta Taylor. It was published by Kids Table Board Gaming in 2021. It does 1 to 5 players age 8+ and plays for around 40 minutes.
In Creature Comforts, you are a family of forest animals working hard to prepare your home for the coming winter in the village of Maple Valley. You're gathering, cooking, knitting and crafting items to make your den as cosy as it possibly can be.
It is essentially a worker placement game that plays over 8 rounds called months, and the game board features a variety of locations that provide different benefits like gaining resources, comfort cards and improvement cards. However, to gain locations benefit, you need to send a worker to the space, hoping to later assign a dice needed to make the visit successful.
The family that crafts the cosiest collection of comforts before the winter wins the game.
Okay.
Right. Yes, it's good.
Yes, so the theme is very cute.
It's friendly. It really does look like a kid's game.
It does. And it could be, but it's probably an advanced kids game.
It's an advanced kids game. They'd want to be playing games to adapt to this one.
Yes. It's probably it's the first worker placement game I've seen in the kids that's touted as a kids game.
Right. But it's a family game.
It is a family game.
Yeah.
It's great, and it's very cosy.
But the theme is great. The animals are cute. There was one extra bunny rabbit in our box, so they bred.
They did.
There was one too many rabbits.
That's quite funny.
Yes.
So mechanics, as we said, it's essentially a worker placement game, but there is a dice element, so there's a little bit of luck going on as well.
Yeah.
The components are really nice.
Yes, it's well made. The boards are good.
The meeples are wooden. The little cottages are wooden.
The cardstock is good. It's linen finish, isn't it? It's slightly.
Yeah, it is a linen finish. It's very nice.
Yeah. The dice are good. All the components are really.
The artwork is beautiful. I love the artwork.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Player interaction.
Yeah.
Is there much player interaction?
Well, there's a little bit of take that, depending on turn order.
Yes.
And who first player is, because if you get to pick cards.
Oh, that's true.
Before somebody else does, if you've both gone to that.
Yeah.
Location.
If you're going first, you get first pick of the cards.
There's a lot of player interaction if you've gone to the card locations for the improvement cards or the comfort cards.
Yes.
There's definitely player interaction.
That's probably the only way you can thwart the other player, though. Because you're not fighting over spaces.
No.
You can both be in the same space, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And
you are doing your own thing, and that's in the theme. It's your family, and you're getting your nest all cosy and warm. So
you're not fighting or anything like that. So it's quite good. Very family oriented.
Yeah.
Turn structure is pretty simple because I like the fact that you're all placing at once. So you can all kind of fiddle around and go, no, maybe that's not the optimum move. Maybe I need to do that instead.
But there are stages to the structure of the game.
Yeah.
And you've got a placement phase, then a dice phase, then a resolution phase.
You have to do it in order, otherwise you kind of screw it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely very accessible for the family. The game length is probably perfect. We did play our first playthrough on the shorter one, so we just did 6 months.
Yes, so it's 45 minutes.
That was quite quick.
Which is a good play length for a family. Something under an hour is always good.
Yeah.
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 Immersion. You kind of get into it and you kind of go, oh, I need a bale of wool.
Yeah, I need some socks to go with my ice skates.
I need more toys.
Need a board game. Yeah.
It's quite fun. Collecting toys and goodies and soup.
The comforts are really nice.
Yeah.
Bread.
Yeah.
Like all the things you want.
Yeah.
Especially now because it's winter in Australia here and it's cold.
Yes, it's cold.
So it's a nice game to play.
We're nesting.
In that.
Definitely.
Strategic depth.
Yes, there is, because in the valley where the goods are, if you wait until summer to get
that's true
a good that's not available,
because you can't, like I had bread and you can't get grain in spring, so that's 3 rounds you've got to go through before you can even do that. So is it even worth holding onto the card, because you can only have 3 cards in your hand?
Yes, at the end of the round you've got to discard down to 3 if you have.
There's a lot of decision making.
Yeah. Yes.
So
I kind of think the 8+ is a little
young
off.
I think 10 maybe.
Yeah.
10.
So it's quite a lot. That definitely an 8-year-old would need adult support
Yeah.
to get
Particularly
through all
in the decision making.
Yeah.
Like knowing what's coming and what you have to do to prepare for that outcome to be the best.
But then again, it depends on the kids.
It does. It depends on what they've played before and how interested they are in the game.
Yeah, definitely. Overall enjoyment, Sue?
I loved it.
What's your rating?
I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10, to be honest.
A 9?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to go that high.
No, I really like it.
6.5, 7.
It's got a good balance between strategy and luck.
Okay.
Like, you could have a really bad round if the dice are
If
really
the dice
bad.
don't fall your way. But you do get to place your workers knowing your 2 dice.
Yeah, and plus if you fail at a location, you don't lose out completely because you get a dice modifier then that you can use for future turns. So it's going to give you the ability to get more stuff later on. So
Yes.
I really liked it.
Oh, well, so that's our quick review. We really quite rate this game. Stick around. We'll show you a setup video and a playthrough of a round so you can judge for yourself as to whether you want this in your collection. And while we're here, please hit that bell, do all the subscribey things, join our Discord, come and visit us at the shop at 19 Treloar Lane, Pakenham. We'd love to see you. So we'll see you soon at the table. Place the game board in the centre of the table and set the river dial in its place at a random rotation, lining up the lines on the dial. Also place the hilltop tile in its place.
Create the valley card stacks face down for both forest and meadow. Each stack should have spring at the bottom, summer in the middle and fall cards on top, with each season being random. Then flip the stack so that only the current spring card is visible.
Create supplies of all 6 goods: wood, stone, grain, mushrooms, fruit and yarn, along with the supply piles for coins, stories and lessons learned.
Shuffle the deck of comfort cards and place face down next to the board, dealing 4 face up into the slots of the owl's nest.
Shuffle the deck of improvement cards and place them face down next to the board, dealing 1 face up card to each slot on the improvement ladder. Keep the 4 improvement tokens nearby.
Shuffle the traveller deck and place it face down in the inn.
Players choose a family and take their home board, 4 workers, 4 cottages and 2 family dice in your colour.
Place your 4 cottages on the slots on the home board and then draw 3 comfort cards from the deck.
So that was the setup. Here we are at the table now, ready to show you how it all comes together. So what's the first thing we do, Sue?
First thing, we need to discard down to 2 cards.
So we've got 3 cards that you saw in setup, and we're going to discard them. Well, I've got 2 of the same, so it's a pretty obvious one for me. That's going. Now we roll our personal dice.
So yes, we roll our family dice.
Family dice.
And place them, and those are set for
a 3 and a 3.
We got a 1 and a 4, that's not so bad.
And now it's worker placement stage.
It is, so we all get to place our workers.
Go through to the table. Shall we talk about each location?
We should.
All right. The top of the table is...
The valley.
The valley.
So you can get lots of different resources there. We are currently in spring, or the first part of spring, and during spring, grain is not available.
So there's mushrooms, wood and apples, knowledge and money, and apples and yarn that are available currently. Should point out that you can see there are multiple dice on some of them. You do have to commit 2 dice to the location to resolve it. So some locations are more expensive in dice value.
And there's only 6 dice all up you're going to place. So if you're using 3 for one,
much.
Very limited.
Here,
the river dial.
Yep.
We can get stone or coin and stone, depending on where you place.
And this rotates at the end of each month, and it changes which dice value you require for there. The hilltop is where we place our dice. So this is the market. And what happens there?
So you can trade money for goods, or goods for money, or 2 goods for 1 good.
Okay.
The owl's nest.
Yes.
Is where you can achieve 1 card from the market face up. If you got a 3, 4, 5 or 6, or if you use a 1 or 2 dice, you can get 2 of those cards. If you place over here, however, you can just take 1 from the stock.
Oh, okay. Cool.
The workshop.
The workshop, yes. The workshop is interesting.
The workshop, you can assign a dice that matches one of these and you get to take whatever it is below.
So if you commit a 4 to there, you can have any card from 4 and
these.
down. Yeah. Only one of.
And so these are improvements that you can then pay for later and put one of your cottages on.
Yep.
And then you get the action that's aside. And one of these, like the Wildwood here, it becomes a glade, which is another place then you get to go.
It's a personal... Oh, other people can go there. Anyone can go there.
Any player can go there. But the owner will get something as well.
Yes, it's another worker placement location that anyone can go to, but as you said, the owner gets something. So, and the last location is the inn. And this is where the round starts by revealing the top inn card.
That's right. So it is the common raven, and this happens immediately. In turn order, each player places a coin from the supply in a different location.
Okay. Coin each.
Yep.
You can put the card down.
I'm going to go here.
Okay. This requires some thought.
Does it really? Depends if you really want coin. Oh.
I'm going to go to the workshop.
That's a nice spot.
Yeah. So now we're ready to do worker placement. And we do this simultaneously. You can change your mind. You don't have to lock it in
straight away. And we can both share a location, but you can't put two of your own workers on the same location.
Yeah, you can't repeat one.
Well, I definitely want a card from there. I need that. Okay. That may or may not be a good one to achieve. I'm going to try for that. Which is a lot of dice, isn't it? And because you can resolve them in any order, you may be able to use the in location.
We don't have any starting resources, but that doesn't mean you can't gather some resources to then commit at other locations in your resolution phase. The other thing is you may not be able to resolve a worker at all, which is fine.
Yes.
You just pull that worker back.
That gets you a lesson learned.
Gets you one of these, a lesson learned, which is a dice modifier. It allows you to change the value of a dice, plus or minus.
In the future, you can't use it
can't use it
away.
immediately. Hello, Smudge.
I've got one more worker to place and I'm not sure where to go. I'm going to try for that.
Right, that's the workers out.
Now we roll the village dice.
That's your turn,
Okay.
your first player. Better, worse?
Well, 2 1s, a 3 and a 4. And now I add my dice to that.
Mine, no, I'm not going to resolve that.
I cannot resolve the valley location for myself. I can, however, do that one, which is good. I can put, I'll just put a 1 down here. And I want a 4 over here.
So you're not using...
Well, I cannot use those because I cannot achieve that one. I don't have 3 sequential
dice. Yeah.
So I think that's the best I'm going to get out of this. So he didn't do anything. So he's coming back.
And you get one of these
get
to use later.
Learned. I will take my stone and a coin.
Oh, yes, because it's got the added bonus on there.
Added bonus. Yep. I will I'll have the board game.
You're taking 2 cards.
Yeah, and I'll have the bread.
This doesn't get refreshed until the end of the month.
No. And the last one is my 4, which I'm going to grab the writing desk.
Okay.
Which doesn't allow me to do anything yet.
So take your workers back. And now I get to resolve. I cannot resolve this location because I don't have a 2. So he comes back and I get a +1. Over here there is a 3. I have my dice, sorry. I have a 3 to commit here, which gets me 2 stone. And he can come back. Down here I can resolve with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No point using...
You might want to work out what you want here first.
Because I can get $1.
You can.
It doesn't really matter. I can't get any higher than
No.
3.
So you're going to get one of these.
I'll go in with the 3.
You can have a glade.
Tool shed. I'll take the tool shed.
Nice.
Which is done. And I get
you
a dollar,
coin.
which is nice. And over here I can commit a 1 or a 4 or a 3.
So you can get both cards or one card.
I'll take both cards. That's those. Bring my workers back. Bring my dice back. And that
is essentially a round. Now at the
we
end
can pay for anything that we can.
yes, if you can now
Complete a card. You can. I can't.
The costs for the card are on the left. Definitely not going to achieve that one. If it has a star on the card, that means any good. So I cannot achieve anything on here at the moment, which is unfortunate because now we have to discard down to 3.
Down to 3. Well, again, I've got 2 soups, so I'm getting rid of another soup.
I'm getting rid of the bread that I picked up because I didn't really need that.
Right, now these come off because that's the end of that visitor's.
Yes, it is.
That comes off.
So
We refresh the...
we'll put that one over there.
We refresh the tool
So
shed.
this one comes off.
Yep.
These get removed down.
3 new
I'm
ones
assuming
come
that's
out.
what you did there because that's what's...
There was nothing left.
Okay.
Yep.
And these
Come off.
come off
And
to
we have
reveal another section of spring.
another month of spring. And we rotate the river dial to change the values for the next round. And that is the end of the first round. Now, if we had managed to gather more resources, Sue or I, we would be able to pay for some of our cards. They have a cost on the left. You pay that, and then you have got that card, and the victory points end game. They will often have a little
It's like
extra
a bonus that
on the
if you
bottom.
add something to it.
If you collect more of them or something like that, you get additional things. And improvement cards, same deal. They've got costs on the left. You pay that. You've then got an ongoing advantage
Yes.
that you can keep using. Some of them ask you to collect a certain type of card or get a house on it. And once you've paid for a shed, you have to place one of your little
Cottages.
cottages on it, on the improvement card.
And then that reveals more victory points.
More victory
on
points
your
on your
home
board. Yeah. Hello,
Hello,
Smudge.
Smudge. So once you've played through all 8 months, that forms the end game, unless, of course, you have a cat.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you want to shorten the game, in which case you can play it over 6 months.
Yes.
So then we get an opportunity, both of us, to do any comfort cards left in our hand, provided we have the
End game.
resources to
End
do
game.
so.
You've got the resources. Any cards you've got left, yes, you can complete
Yep.
them.
And then we flip over our home board, and on the other side there's a little score track.
Cool.
And then you can add up your improvement victory points along with your improvements, your comfort cards, and any resources you have left over can add up as well. And the player who has the most points wins.
Most points wins.
How unusual.
So that's
Creature comfort.
in a nutshell. If you like this video and you want to see more like them, please do all the subscribing things, hit the bell, get the notifications, join our Discord. It's new, it's just starting out, we need some members. And if you live locally in Pakenham, please come and see us at 19 Trelaw Lane. Until next time.
Play more games.